Hello everyone, my name is Amarnath Mahadev Kinikar. I am a SY BTech Mechanical. My roll number is 2006102. Today I am presenting manufacturing process of car doors. The subject is manufacturing process and machine tools. Steps involved in manufacturing process. The manufacturing process of car door comprises the following steps. First, carrying out injection molding on a door panel framework, coating handrails, welding the door panel framework and an insert panel, and welding sound absorption cotton. Door panel assembly. Process involved in car door manufacturing. Step first, steel stamping. Stamping bring down heavily on the ground to impress a pattern on it. To process is covered in two separate molds. The transfer press stamping model differs from the random press version. There are no statistical based transfer press size and cycle time estimating rules built into the model. Step second, steel sheet stamping. Steel doors are first formed by stamping the inner and outer panel and various reinforcement which differs with the specific door design. Modernized will use single action transfer processes while many still use the tandem press line. First draw the large cavity for all the door hardware and the reverse draw is for all of the ident- indentations that are required for assembly access the fastening. Transfer stamping press or tandem press are used for these operations. The degree of automation depends on the type of presses and the age of the time. There is also cost advantages to transfer presses in that a single transfer press which can run multiple stations will cost less than an equivalent number of presses in tandem line. Domestic stamping lines typically run between 8 to 12 strokes per minute, while Japanese stamping typically run their press at 15 to 18 strokes per minute. Roll stamping is less than cheaper and less complicated than stamping. However, forming requires plates welded on its end for the attachment of all the inner panel. Step 3, resin transfer molding. Press start with a reinforcement material which is either performed into a near net shape or is shaped into the correct orientation in the mold itself. Once the reinforcement is ready in the mold cavity, the mold is closed and the resin is injected into mold cavity. A resin database contains most of the polyester, vinyl ester and epoxy system specially formulated for RTM and their associated initiators and hardeners. There is great deal of flexibility built into RTM. The model must reflect this by offering the user many processing and material options. In addition to resin, the use of polyurethane foam cover to achieve greater structural rigidity and extra thickness. Composite processing, the RTM cycle is more complicated and longer than typical automotive processing operations, particularly if it is hand cut and assembly in the mold. The model allows for most of the processing equipment to be included in the study, which reduces the performing times to the point where the molding phase of the cycle is rate limiting. Step 4, SMC compression molding means sheet molding compound compression molding. These changes are mostly in the area of adding capabilities, updates in the press cost estimating function, and the addition of secondary operations such as drilling, trimming, routing. The use of backup molds. Backup molds are practiced in plastic fabricating but not in metal stamping. The primary reason for this practice is that the higher utilization. Step 5. Glass reinforced thermoplastic stamping. Thermoplastic composite processing. The model is laid out similar to the SMC compression molding model as the processes are quite similar. The model assumes that the composite blanks are heated in a temperature ramped oven. The oven cost is estimated based on the maximum size and time required to heat the blanks such that the heating time does not enter into the cycle time calculation. The heating equipment is designed to heat and maintain a ready supply of several blanks. The majority of the cycle time will be due to the cooling up to material in the mold. Again, the cooling cost is user dependent input and will be case specific. It is reasonable estimate that thermoplastic stamping molding costs are approximately equal to the cost of one SMC compression molding tool for equipment part. Similarly, hydraulic presses for SMC of a faster closing speed for the latter. To size press for thermoplastic stamping, the part's projected area is multiplied by tons per square inch. Step 6. Method for preparing inner door panel. In current automotive stamping technology, there are two basic paths that can be followed to arrive at the final inner door panel. The first method is part design disting, dis, disintegration of part separation. In this technique, each different section of the blank is stamped separately and then spot welded together in the shape of the final part. The other possible method is the integration method. In the integration method, the part is stamped out of the single blank. Step 7. Steel and composite assembly. As an solution estimating the cost of metal and composite parts assembly related to the door, a model has been developed. The model is tailored to door for liftgate type automatic assemblies where small parts are attached through welding or adhesive bonding to large panels, two of which are married and possibly hemmed. The model contains enough information to estimate cost associated with spot, seam, and arc welding, clinching, adhesive bonding, curing, and hemming. The model optionally can set the level of automation used in welding and adhesive application, parts loading and unloading, parts pick and place. Step 8. Trimming. There are basically two current scenarios as far as doors and concerned. The case which has dominated domestic plants is called doors on assembly, while more and more plants are adopting an approach. Another option is modular door assembly, which is in many ways an extension of the door of approach. The using of trimming is the extra or remaining part is removing or cutting of the manufacture part. Step 9. Door assembly. There are two types of door assembly, on assembly and off assembly. First, we see on assembly. The advantages of keeping the doors on the car is the elimination of the extra effort to hang the door twice, as well as eliminating any of the complications of making sure the same door removed from a particular vehicle is returned to the same one when fully trimmed. Of assembly. The doors are positioned on the transfer racks in such a way that as to optimize access to the many apertures of the door panel while also minimizing the possibility of damaging the outer surface of the outer panel. Rehanging doors after they are trimmed does have an advantages in that it allows the door have to be refitted into the body side apertures with the full weight of the door hardware. Step 10. Final assembly. Doors are either brought to the body shop from the adjust welding hemming or they are shipped from the stamping plant. Hinges are fastened arc welded or both the either door or the pillar and the door is hung on the vehicle. The body side apparatus is usually composed of several welded sections and is therefore imperfect, whereas the door is essentially on piece and is more dimensionally stable. However, the door is more flexible than the appropriate and consequently it is adjusted to fit the opening. There are some outcomes in this manufacturing process of car doors. First, after analyzing different production process which having different influence on end result. Second, all the necessary factors we can decide the process to be used for particular manufacturing. Third, analyze of design optimization and multidisciplinary factors requirement analysis. Fourth, the composite laminate door inner panel analyzer in the present work should be fabricated using RTM. Fifth, I understood that the which material is used in this process, which pattern is used. Six, getting different types of machining processes, which getting different types of machining processes, which type of mold is used, which type of welding is used. I understood. I understood the how to making doors of the of car in manufacturing process. Thank you.